Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. FBI going to extradite Sam Bankman-Fried. We're going to talk about it. Genesis is now halting withdrawals. The cascading effects of the FTX collapse continues. It's horrible. We're going to talk about the new Elizabeth Warren bills that she wants for crypto and who helped her write it. We got Ripple Swell for you. We got new Ripple ODL corridors nearing $1 trillion in potential value. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for exclusive content. Right now, we are sitting at an $859 billion market cap for crypto. We're off by 3.7%. The market is back bleeding heavily right now. Good afternoon. It's 16,400 plus for Bitcoin. Ethereum is 1,100, just under 1,200 bucks now. We see XRP is 36 cents. Everything is off today, but I'll tell you what's not off. It's Uphold, baby. If you want to earn up to 25% APY, you could do it with Uphold. What are you waiting for? I mean, you can actually get 25% APY and what inflation, right? I mean, that's amazing right there. Make sure you check that out. And don't forget, if you have an Uphold wallet, you can use your XRP, if you're an accredited investor, to buy Ripple shares or PolySign shares, which is now back on the board. And it's very exciting to me. And I know if you've been following what's going on here, you know that David Schwartz and Arthur Brito set out to help build PolySign, and it really seems like it is coming together, and I couldn't be more excited to see what's going to roll out for them in 2023 and beyond. Just to share a couple quick facts, we know that Arthur Brito and David Schwartz, co-founders of XRP Ledger and Ripple, are working on this and deeply into this project here. It appears to me what they're really doing is custody solution here and really helping the capital markets get into the digital world, right? To help them tokenize all the products that they use in the capital markets. And I couldn't be more excited about where that's going. Full disclosure, I do hold PolySign myself. Full disclosure, Link2 is a sponsor. But you know what? If you're accredited or you want to find out if you are, click the link underneath this video. These products do not last long, right? I mean, and I know that you guys see it because I show it all the time on here. It is a heck of an opportunity if it's right for you. Check it out and see if it's right for you. All right, here we go. Not financial advice, as they say, right? Here we go. Anonymous Whale from DJ Peter Vass right here. Anonymous Whale moves 350 million XRP from Binance to an anonymous wallet. Okay, well, let me take this off the table. It wasn't me, right? Let's get that out of the way, right? But I'm always fascinated by this, and it doesn't give us anything that I could really ascertain from the information other than that's a lot of XRP moving around. And with the uncertainty going on with the exchanges and the cascading effects of the FTX collapse, you have to wonder, who is it, or who are they collectively? I know it's a wallet, but who is behind that moving it and why'd they do it, right? It's very puzzling to me. I also think about on-demand liquidity, right? So it's another thing I really think about. I happen to think, I want to share this if I could. I've said this a handful of times, and I want to say it again very quickly here. I certainly believe that the SEC versus Ripple was used as a weapon against Ripple and XRP. There's no question I feel that way. But I also feel that couldn't have been done unless people on the inside had public knowledge to know that Ripple and XRP were the ones to sue. I also happen to believe that because of that scenario and understanding that the way I process information, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, but for me, I also think to myself, what a saving grace it has become to a degree. And I say that lightly, but to a degree, because think about it, we were on 150 or 180 exchanges with XRP. Now we're seeing ups and downs and swings in the market, but Bitcoin's dominance is really in control of that. And the whole market is affected. So I ask you, What would XRP look like if it was actually on 180 plus or whatever it was exchanges, maybe 200, I can't remember the exact number. But what would XRP's price look like if it was on all those exchanges right now while the underpinning of the market is being ripped down in a controlled demolition, deliberately, I might add? Just a thought, right? So right here, I see breaking more than 9,000. I believe that number is actually 12,000 plus right now. Have signed a petition through Crypto Law US. That's right. John Deaton and the team over there are killing it. And apparently so is all of us, right? So just remarkable, the effort. And look what your effort has done. Don't let people tell you that this is not a great part on our part, right? A great contribution on our part. Just as John Deaton says, I'm sure naysayers will claim that this would have happened regardless of the 12,500 messages sent to every single senator and every House member, except a few, 4 to 6 out of 435, and maybe it would have. But I can assure you that at least contributed to the pressure. Good job, says John Deaton. You're damn right. And this is the way we do things, right? We don't troll people. We go at it like the way the grown-ups do. And that's how you get your voice heard, right? And that's, I believe, we're going to get our voice heard. The Fed's Michael S. Barr says we are working on cryptocurrency guidance with other regulators. You know, not to do any foot tapping here, Michael, but yesterday would be a great time to come out with all of this. You know, we're waiting. Right here is Fox News. Take a listen to this. Kara Frederick from the Heritage Foundation talking about the oversight needed because of the FTX going bankrupt. Take a listen to this.
Precisely. This scandal has ensnared so many companies that have invested in FTX. They call it the crypto contagion. It's bleeding over into all these sectors, including some of the institutions, some of the organizations, some of the places that SBF actually funded with all these democratic donations. The ripple effects are, we don't even know what it's going to be like in the future. We haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet.
And, you know, it's quite interesting because, you know, I happen to see a scenario here where they're tearing down the infrastructure and all of the underpinnings of this market as we speak because FTX deliberately put its tentacles into, just like the BlockFi example, right? BlockFi was in trouble. They came to FTX. They got the money, but we didn't realize at the time that FTX gave them the money from customer funds, apparently, and now BlockFi's out of gas too. Right? So, you know, this systemic cascading effect feels absolutely deliberate. And I tell you, at this point, we're looking at Genesis now, 2.8 billion crypto lending unit halts withdrawals, citing FTX collapse is the reason for that. Here's a very quick thread I want to give you from Gemini, who says that we are aware that Genesis Global Capital, lending partner of the EARN program, has paused withdrawals and will not be able to meet the customer redemptions within the service level agreement, known as a SLA, of 5 business days. It says here, we are working with Genesis team to help customers redeem their funds from the EARN program as quickly as possible. We will provide more information in the coming days. The past week has been incredibly challenging and stressful time for our industry. We are disappointed that the EARN program SLA will not be met, but we are encouraged by Genesis and Digital Currency Group's commitment to doing everything in their power to fulfill their obligations to customers under the EARN program. We will continue to work with them on behalf of all EARN customers. This is our highest priority. We greatly appreciate your patience. You know, it says this does not impact any other Gemini products or services. Gemini is full reserve exchange and custodian. All customer funds held on the Gemini exchange are held one-to-one and available for withdrawal at any time. So, you know, I appreciate Gemini and Genesis speaking on behalf to clear the air there on what's going on. But this is what we're looking at right now. Let's get back to this because I'm getting ready to play you a clip of a gentleman who I believe can't lay it out. He lays it out better than anybody I've heard. No matter how hard I've tried, this guy does a great job. But right now what we're seeing is, and you can't make this up, you really can't, Jay Clayton, of all people, is going to be among the advisors in the FTX bankruptcy. How about that? I tell you what, true to life, right? Michael A. Gade says here, he says, unpopular opinion, the Fed planned the crypto collapse by proving fiat could destroy it. And you know what? I say they sure did. And in my humble opinion, I would like to add the legacy institutions that have watched their customers go across the street to buy crypto for the last 12 years or so. It is clear to me this is deliberately done to gain control of this market. Now I'm going to play this video clip for you, and you need to see every second. Shout out to DAI for it and the gentleman who made it.
What about the rest of the cryptocurrency space? So it's not enough to just capture what they had. They want to take out everybody else. So they want to take out everybody. They want to take out all the major players. And then they want to put so many regulations on it that nobody else can rise back up. If we get rid of all the big players that have the money, who's going to fight the regulations?
Exactly.
All right. So now they want to capture cryptocurrency. So first of all, the companies, they create money from thin air. FTX, they create this FTT token. Their sister company, Alameda, pumps out of nothing and creates fake value. Now with these fake tokens that they fraudulently created value for, then they can borrow against those or cash them in for dollars. And then they take that money and start manipulating the market. And what they do is they start taking down crypto companies. Now, what am I talking about? Now, you remember I've covered this at length. If you've been following the cryptocurrency space at all, you know that really this all started happening in about May of 2022 when Terra Luna collapsed. When Terra Luna collapsed, then it was a domino effect and it took down everybody else. Then it took down 3 Arrows Capital, and then it took down Voyager, and then it took down Celsius, and it's only cascading. Well, it looks right here that we are going, well, it says here, that SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, is responsible for the Terra Luna crash. Everybody wonders, who is the one that took them down? Who is the short seller? Well, turns out it looks like it's Sam Bankman-Fried is the one that took down Terra Luna that caused the cascading effect. It says that CZ, the founder of Binance, knew that. SBF intentionally took down 3 Arrows Capital. So first he took down Terra Luna, then he took down 3 Arrows Capital. Then Sam Bankman-Fried moved user funds from FTX to support Alameda because Alameda, his sister company, was also caught up in the carnage. So what they did is they took users' funds, if you had money on FTX, your money, and fraudulently moved them over to Alameda to prop them up because they also caused damage for their own company. It says that CZ from Binance approached Sam Bankman-Fried, but was ignored. So then CZ tweeted as a last resort saying, hey, look, we want to get rid of our money. Now, so they took down the major players. So he took down FTX, took down Luna. It took down Voyager. It took down Celsius. It took down 3 Arrows Capital. All right, what's next? Well, who are the other big players? Well, one of the other big players that U.S. regulators have been trying to get for a really long time is Tether. What about the rest?
Uh-oh. And where have you heard that for a long time now? Right here. All of this is deliberate and by design what we're watching. I am convinced of that, and I am not trying to convince anyone else of it. I'm just sharing my digital perspectives, not financial advice. The bottom for the cryptocurrency space is not in until I know exactly where the Department of Justice, the U.S. Treasury, the United States government stands on what Tether is as a product and a company. Breaking right now, FBI is planning to extradite Sam Bankman-Fried from the Bahamas as crypto contagion from FTX collapse continues. I tell you, why is it taking this long? You know, if this was you or I, we'd have been snatched up so quick, your eyes would have got left where you were sitting. You know, it's like this is one of those things that's just, it fascinates the daylights out, and for a lot less, I might add. Right? I don't even want to get my needle stuck because we still got this to go over. This right here, Elizabeth Warren is known for being the anti-crypto senator who helped her draft the tax legislation in 2016. None other than Joseph Bankman. How about that? The father of SBF. Well, you can't make it up, can you? You can't make it up. I want to play you a clip really quickly here.
about how banks should
Well, I understand about the other regulators. I'm asking about FSOC because I don't want monitoring to be a way to just avoid doing your job.
What's really going on here is some of the best political play and posturing that I've ever seen. One thing you have to give her credit for is Elizabeth Warren is great at playing the political game, right? Whether you like her or not. I'm not a fan. But what I could tell you is that the reason she's giving Nellie Liang all kinds of business here in this hearing is because Congress can't get the job done. They're getting paid, though, but they can't get the job done. Legislation for crypto and stable coins should already be in place because the rest of the world's not confused on it, and we shouldn't be either. But this is from just last summer. And this is Elizabeth Warren sitting here grilling the undersecretary because she wants them to enforce legislation or regulation using FSOC, the Financial Stability Oversight Council. Keep listening.
In your testimony before the House Financial Services last week, you suggested that FSOC should not and would not act ahead of Congress. That's something the crypto industry might find comforting.
Now she's blaming anything bad that happens on the lack of due diligence and action taken by FSOC. That's what she just did right there. But the reality is, it's like, you're in Congress, lady. We pay you to actually make the laws and send them to the Senate so they can be passed and become actual laws. You know, to put the bill together and then have you pass it and make it laws. This is just, deflecting. It makes me sick.
But it is not consistent with FSOC's mission.
That's true.
Did you misstate something last week?
So what I intended to say, I did see that, is FSOC has a responsibility to look at the tools it has.
Well, not just to look, but to use.
They can apply. And the situation is developing very quickly. And so how different tools would apply is a bit difficult to prejudge how they would be used.
Okay, but you are willing to use them ahead of Congress?
If that is the case and it is assessed that they are a systemic risk that needs to be addressed.
Well, not that they are a systemic risk. Remember what it says on the website, before that risk has reached fruition. Wow. You know, I worry that you're approaching the crypto market with blinders on. You talk a lot about the benefits of stable coins, benefits that have been promised for years and that have still not materialized. And all the while, you are not talking about the risks that are flashing bright red in our faces here. Congress needs to put guardrails around crypto, and I'm writing a bill to do just that.
And by the way, and she's using Sam Bankman-Fried's dad to do it, right? So the reality is the goal is, at least from the left, is to have FSOC go out and do the bidding for Congress because they don't want to be the bad guy and do it. You know what it means to be the bad guy? Is to let all of the retail investors know that 99.9% of cryptos go away because they're going to be digital asset securities enrolled into the securities regulatory framework. Don't believe it. It's still true. And that's why it's so important that Ripple get out of this case with the clarity they need so it doesn't harm the use of XRP, security or not. Remember, security designation doesn't have to always mean an investment contract either. That's why we go over when something is a note here a lot. I don't know which way this goes, but I tell you, I just want to see whatever comes out of this case, that XRP can be used in its full-scale intended use. And I would hope that retail investors will be able to work with it and buy it, hold it, use it in the same manner we did before the case. Now, whether that happens is another story. Now, let's turn to this because Ripple Swell is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. And here you see the picture of Brad Garlinghouse here. And shout out to Nick Burafado, because this is a quick clip of Brad. He's just basically welcoming everybody there. There's nothing really to hear him say. But that right there is Nick Murfado. Shout out to my friend Nick. He's sitting there with one and only CEO Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple. Look, this is exciting, and I hope that he is able to report to us, and Link2 is able to report to us some incredible findings here of what is taking place at Ripple. I want to remind you that they had the CBDC hackathon with Ripple, and they awarded the winners to that. Some of the winners in this, you will recognize the name. I believe Spend a Bits was one of them, if my memory serves me when I read this article. Let's see if I can find it really quickly here. It's a hackathon for stablecoin projects and CBDCs to innovate. And I'm pretty sure Spend a Bits was one of them, as well as others. So there's that happening. And there was one more thing I wanted to share with you before we get out of here. It was the news I covered this morning, but I wanted to show you the size of these new ODL, XRP ODL corridors. Argentina, Africa, there's so many that are going on, and it really opens up the potential to nearly $1 trillion here as it expands into Africa and the Asia Pacific region. This is extremely exciting to me, and if this is what we get out of Swell, I'm happy already, I can tell you that. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.